Well, well, well. What's up, family? What's up, everybody? 569, 69, 69, 69. I swear this is my first drink of the night. I'm in a good mood. And not because of this nonsense, by the way. I've just been in a good mood. You guys haven't even seen me. I mean, Patreon fam has seen me, but I got fresh braids, so I've been in a good mood ever since yesterday when I got my braids put in. So I'm in a good mood. How y'all's doing? Hey, Emily. Hey, everyone else. The chat is going so fast. Hey, Thorn. Hey, Allie. Oh my God, Irene. Antonio, Isabel. Y'all. There's no way I can't keep up with this. I can't. Okay. I'm just going to get going. Hopefully y'all will I'm not going to swear this soon. I'm going to try to hold out. You'll calm yourselves. I could not resist. I couldn't resist. And it's not even that I'm necessarily like taking glee in any of this, but it's just very funny to me because it's just all so absurd. It's so ridiculous. And in a lot of ways, it's very transparent what is actually happening here to me because I don't fall for the... So I couldn't resist. I am not above mess. I just prefer not to use my platform to bring more attention to it. But here we are. I mean, I was like, I just went live like I usually do on Saturday. And I was telling y'all on Saturday, I don't like to burden my platform with discussing this kind of foolery. But here we are again. Thank you, Simply Crystal. I feel great. Oh, Emily, actually, let me make you a mod too. You should be a mod regardless. Bingo, you should have a French. Oh, Toya, let me make you a mod as well. Hey, girl. I mean, you guys should have mod status. It's straight. And Thorn, the whole Gutta gang is, well, not the whole Gutta gang, but a good number of y'all are here. Hey, Shanette. Thank you for the super chat. I hope you were able to figure out the link to that video that I posted on Patreon, by the way. I was using Vimeo for reasons. For those of you who saw it, my Patreon Ride or Dies, I didn't want to put that particular video on YouTube. So it's not like X-rated everyone else. It's just I was discussing sensitive materials that involve YouTube. And I figured it would be smart for me to upload on a different platform like such as Vimeo. First time doing it, technical difficulties ensued. So Shanette, I hope you were able to see that I just posted the link to the video a different way, and that seems to be working for people. Anyway, I had to come on. I didn't have to come on live tonight. I chose to come on live tonight because I wasn't about to spend hours filming and editing a video about this because this is not my passion, for one. I just like a little bit of mess every now and then. And because YouTube routinely, systematically even, demonetizes any video where I say something that they don't like about their cash cows, like such as Jeffree Tsar, Dane Shawson, Jimmy Chuck, any of these people. Thank you, Kimberly, and thank you, Johnny Topside. But today we are talking about Tati, the tear-stained face that launched 1 million unsubscribes. Thank you, Brashana. Yes, thank you so much. And watching those ads, if one person does it, it doesn't matter. But if a bunch of you guys do it, it really helps us. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Tati. I feel like my channel is coming full circle to last summer. Like when I first started my foray, my dipping my toe into talking about mess last year. Spoiler, I was then and forever will be team none of y'all. All right. I'm not here to advocate for any of these people. Don't like any of them. So yeah, I won't be able to give you guidance on who to subscribe to and unsubscribe from because I remain unsubscribed from all of them forever. Imagine my surprise when I saw my YouTube feed today, because your girl was busy. I was making Patreon content. I was having technical difficulties with Patreon content. I was doing some Instagram content. I was busy, and I had some activism stuff to do because there's an important vote today with LA Unified School District. Aho was busy. Thank you, Rena. So I was busy, and then finally it was late afternoon, early evening. I'm settling down, having a bite to eat. I open up my YouTube to watch a little something while I'm having a little nosh, and I said, "Huh?" When I saw my feed, you guys. So I started off. Actually, this is the only content I have watched aside from Tati's own video. I watched the Philip DeFranco show news piece on it. That was how I first found out that anything was going on with Tati. And in my queue, in my watch later queue, I had Kenya's video on it lined up, but I stopped about 1 minute into her video because Kenya is like my little sister in my head, and I just didn't want to be swayed and internalizing her perspectives and points of view. I want to enjoy that separately after I give my own take on this. So I went ahead, skipped Kenya's to watch later, and instead proceeded to watch the 40-minute video from Tati. Thank you, Susanna, for the super chat. I am generally against commenting on people's appearance because it damages your argument. Usually the people who deserve to be read have plenty of reasons to be read aside from how they look. But what can anyone legitimately tell me what is going on with her lip? There's like this whole area. Anyway, listen, I went through the video. Thank you, TR Bless 1020. All these damn kids. And thank you to Lady Bella. What I did was I went through Tati's video and basically just took stream of consciousness notes as I was watching. So I'm just going to kind of run through and go through my notes now that I'm with you guys. All right. So we start off this video, and one of the first things she says is she's a woman of faith. And she asks the viewers to cover this in prayer, like cover her monetized video. Okay, what's happening is she wants people to cover her ass for her, but we'll get into that. Thank you, Oliver. Oh, interesting. That is good to know. And actually, Oliver, my friend Marina, the Global Black Girl, I believe she lived in Uruguay. That's one of the 3 countries that she has lived in, excluding the United States, of course. She's done Brazil. She's currently in Costa Rica and Uruguay. So that's good to know. Thank you. And thank you, Carrie. To see if she cries more. Some of y'all are shadier than me. Okay, Carrie. Not judging, but I'm judging. So, okay. So she asked the audience to cover this in prayer. Let's just say that she then goes on to blame shift for 39 minutes. She says that she was coerced. Thank you, star of my show. Tomfoolery is ridiculous. I agree. She claims that she was, and this is her word, coerced into uploading Bye Sister, the infamous video, which, I mean, I don't even know why she bothered privating it. Too late. Once it's on the internet, that's it. Everybody knows that. She was coerced into uploading Bye Sister last May. I do believe that to an extent, but she is ultimately still responsible for filming, editing, uploading, monetizing, including the links to her fucking vitamins underneath. Those were all Tati's decisions. And bearing that in mind, I think I went on record quite some time ago saying that I believe this whole thing was orchestrated from day none. I think this whole thing was planned. I don't know when Tati became a cog in this machine, but I don't think any of this is like unfolding without a plan. Thank you, Xtriv. Thank you so much. That's very sweet. Yes, Xtrib. There's actually, I posted about this on my Instagram stories. There's going to be a live video event on the 4th of July, which is kind of fitting, along with apparently, I'm almost afraid to say his name because I feel like once they generate captions for this, they'll be like, she referred to Louis Farrakhan, and they're just going to automatically demonetize me, but whatever. That's why I'm doing a live instead of editing, because it's probably going to get demonetized anyway. But Louis Farrakhan is doing a live on the 4th, which I'm curious about. My dad, the one who was just like, peace out as soon as my brother and I were grown, he moved back to Trinidad. He like will routinely just send me random videos of Louis Farrakhan because he's like, you're gonna get here eventually. He just sees it unfolding for me. White woman tear count was 11. Yes, girl. Those are very valuable tears. I said this last year. What she needs to bottle and sell are not those damn vitamins, but her fucking tears, because those are priceless. Thank you, Erica Wentwes. Exactly. We're going to get to that. So, all right, where was I? Oh, all of this was, thank you, Gina. All of this is basically a reality show. You know what I mean? Like, I believe that this whole thing was orchestrated. And let's just say that right about now, the orchestra is back from intermission. Okay? Because do not let it go unnoticed that this is almost exactly a year after all of this shit first started with Bye Sister. Thank you, Joanna. Like, is this sweeps? Like in TV, you know how they have sweeps when all the ratings are really counted so that they can set ad rates for the shows each year? Are the June CPMs especially banging? Is that why we do this every summer now? Or does somebody have a new launch on the way? Does Jimmy Chuck, I mean, he's due for one because his last launch was literally the same as his last launch. So does he have a new palette or something? Is that a highlighter palette? I mean, what up with that? 8 minutes in, Tati is already crying over how much she loves Jimmy Chuck. I mean, he is an internet sensation after all, lest we forget. And she also goes on record to say that she never said that Jimmy Chuck was a deter or a danger to society, which to my recollection is true. Jeff said that. In fact, those were his exact words. Thank you, Alexi. I'm in a great mood. I mean, I was already in a great mood. I was just like, all right, let's go on live tonight. Let's hang out. Let's just see. Let's see what happens. But yeah, those were Jeff's exact words. Deter, danger to society. So she's already setting the scene to begin this social media distancing, if you will. She claims that Bye Sister was not over vitamins. That's not what that was all about. It was. It was over vitamin ego. I'll see myself out. Sorry. But seriously, it was over vitamins and it was over egos. I will take that to my grave. That is the way I feel. Now listen, she goes on to say, again, this is 40 minutes, so I imagine many of you have not bothered to watch it. I wouldn't if I just didn't feel like being messy tonight. Go figure. Dane and Jeff lied to her, and that is why she made Bye Sister. This is what she says. Jimmy Chuck, no, you didn't. Thank you, Sharon. Tati says that she was duped into doing this. She was duped, hoodwinked, bamboozled, run amok into attempting to destroy Jimmy's career, because that's what you attempted to do. That's what that video was intended to do. I thought you loved him. More importantly, I thought you were grown. Like, you're a whole ass. Isn't she like 40? I mean, I'm not age shaming her. I'm just talking about maturity. Thank you, Nikute. Exactly. It's a lack of, and what did we talk about Saturday? Accountability. And thank you, Tab 42. Yes, exactly. She strongly implied she did everything but say the word, Tabbed. That's exactly right. Sophia, listen. Hey, Amanda. It's not just middle-aged white women. It's cisgender white men. because they haven't really suffered any real consequences either. I mean, we're seeing all this shit on Shane Dawson. It's like, this shit is old. Why are y'all just mad now? We've been knew this. Some of us, been saying this. Thank you, Caitlin. All right. Tati is grown, okay? As is Jeff, by the way. But whatever. So she didn't know better for some reason. As a grown person with self-agency, she didn't know better than to make a monetized video with links to your fucking vitamins in the D box. She didn't know better. And she claims that this was her way of trying to save her friend, her friend Jimmy Chuck. Oh, right. But it's not her fault because she listened to Jeff and Dane. It's not her fault. Thank you, Whitney. The Nap Fam is wonderful, Whitney. It really is. Tati is a whole clown. Cue the Calliope music, AB, because that whole video, I was just like, like circus music playing on a soundtrack in my mind. So she's out here saying that she didn't know better than to listen to Dane and Jeff, both of who were by this point that all this bi-sister shit is coming together. They're both known for being people with, shall we say, poor judgment, to say the least. And these are the people that you're allowing to influence you. Poor judgment leading the poor judgment. Like, what? Okay, choices. Thank you, CJJ. Yes, absolutely. She thought she was really doing something. And then comes an apology to Jackie Aina. Non sequitur, frankly. But if too little, too late were a person, it's Tati. You're apologizing to Jackie Aina now? Curious timing. Listen, accepting this apology and forgiving her or not forgiving her, that's all up to Jackie. But from this internet nobody, are you fucking kidding me? Thank you, Siobhan. Yeah, I agree. And thank you, P. Lee. Listen, P. Lee, I was sitting there like, and the Oscar goes to. This apology to Jackie is coming now because we are in a whole ass race war. Like, do not overlook this. Always and forever. Everything that this Tati person does is about her bag. Never forget that. Thank you, Jesse, for the super chat. Shane's live. I only saw the clips, Ava, of Shane's live on the Philip DeFranco show. And again, overwrought. If I could pick one word, it would be overwrought. Again, the People's Choice Award, not even an Oscar for that, because I was just like, girl, you're really playing to the cheap seats with this. Oh my God, the watching now count. Ooh, what? I mean, that's the, you wanted me to look at it. What are you doing to me, Whitney? Thank you for the super chat. Yes, that was one of the first things she said. All I do is win. And thank you for the super chat. All right, I'm never going to get through these notes, you guys, because I just had so many thoughts. I don't even know the Brita meme, Naren, but that might be like a Twitter thing, because I don't see tons of memes by design. I feel like meme culture is just like, most of them aren't even funny. But in any event, so Tati's apologizing now of all times because we are legit in a whole ass race war, and she is always about her bag. Like, I feel like the clownery is just unreal. It's like Tati did not care that Jeff was a racist when she was doing all those videos with him because it served her not to care. She doesn't care in her heart because then she wouldn't have proceeded with that activity. You feel what I'm saying? And more to the point, it helped her bag to not care, to lean into not caring. And that's why we had all those videos with them together, and videos where his merch or whatever was behind her in her background, like all this kind of stuff. Well, I mean, okay, Peapot Fairy, that is up to Jackie, like I said, if she wants to accept that. But I reiterate, if too little, too late were a person, because again, this is after her relationship / friendship with Jeff no longer serves her. Don't forget that part. A great philosopher. Haley, you better stop. But thank you for the super chat. We are now in a particular time in culture and society where it behooves her to appear to care about Black people. And now here we are with this late bullshit ass apology to Jackie. If Jackie's good with it, you like it, I don't love it. I'm not involved, but okay, girl. Thank you, Hanny. We forget nothing, Tati. I'm still done. You and me both. So now we're at a point in the video where Tati is like warning us or expressing concern that he, meaning Jeff, he's gonna go off. These are her words. And then she goes on to say, we need to forgive the people he's holding hostage with veiled threats of exposure. Be prepared to not cancel everyone and to give them a chance. Thank you, Canopy. Yep, completely agree. Opportunist and insincere. Now, she says, be prepared to not cancel everyone and give them a chance. You know who she's talking about with anyone. She's talking about Tati. Okay, this is a plant. She's planting information and asking for forgiveness preemptively, in my loser internet nobody opinion. I cannot stress this enough. Nobody, I'm just talking. I'm just a random person talking, observing and talking. Unfounded speculations right here. Thank you, Bonnie V. They are the drama community. Declutter them all. I mean, that needs to be a hashtag right there. And thank you for the super chat. I truly believe, thank you, her. Listen. Listen. I believe that she is talking about herself. She's asking for forgiveness preemptively. God only knows what dirt Jeff has on her. Frankly, it's whatever to me. I don't even care what the dirt might be. Thank you, blissfully. Dictionary be open. Listen, it's words are my business, literally. So I can't help it. Okay. Good to know, TR Quezada. Okay. Where am I? Okay. But yeah, my point is, I truly believe that the only reason that Tati was on this bit about like forgiving people, like whatever Jeff comes out with, whatever exposing he does, we need to forgive the people he's holding hostage. I truly believe that she is talking about herself and maybe Jimmy Chuck, since they are now allied once again. And there are rumors of this voice note or whatever of a supposed dim of Jimmy Chuck's. I don't know, girl. Thank you, Bethany. Defund the beauty and dismantle, CJJ. So now in Tati's account, we're at a point where Dane Shawson reaches out to her, and he's basically sucking up to her, saying he really loves her, he loves her love of makeup, and he wants her to teach him. And for whatever reason, now Tati is talking about how she shared with Shawson that she is a survivor, she's a woman of faith. For the love of Ray J, once you add in the crying, the references to legal action as an excuse for having massive holes in your story, because the YouTubers love to do this. Like, I'm not allowed to talk about this because my lawyer said. I mean, that is the number one way of avoiding actually being accountable for massive holes in your story. And then when you add in a raggedy t-shirt, that is basically the YouTube apology video checklist. Only thing she didn't do was sit on the floor. Thank you, Nuria. I was just anyone who's an alleged Morphe owner. A word. Thank you, Moody. You about to lose your job. I don't know though. Moody Beignet, I gotta say, I'm so pessimistic because, I mean, we've had so many receipts on this guy for forever and nothing ever happens. He's created such an actual cult of people who, this weird like lifestyle censoring, but listen, the bots are on me. My channel is shadow banned. But in any event, thoughts on Beyonce buying politicians for the greater good? Thank you for the super chat, Mina. That is completely off topic. Thank you, Caswell. Tawty and her machinations. Ava Blair White. I saw clips of that. I don't remember where, but yeah, that's someone who I also avoid. Again, the drama, I can only have small little doses. It's like a very strong spice. Too much of it makes me sick. So I've only seen clips of her video and someone else's. And yeah, I mean, there have been speculations on who this unnamed big YouTuber is, but I don't know. It's all just talk right now. Thank you, Queen Enchantment. They're never going to do that. They're never going to do that because YouTube, they're in bed with YouTube, and YouTube pretends that they don't have preferential treatment, but clearly that is not true. Anna, thank you for the super chat with those strong British pounds. Listen, I think there's something to that. I didn't want to speculate, but I'm like, whatever he has on her is whatever. I mean, if that ever sees the light of day, then so be it. But he would also have to expose himself if he does that, by the way. This is how people who are bigots find each other. You know, one of them, I imagine, says something covertly racist, and they're testing the waters. You know what I'm saying? And he probably would have been the one to throw out that fishing line. You know what I'm saying? So he would have to compromise himself to do that. But I wouldn't put it past him. He might just have a scorched earth approach to trying to crawl his way out of this. Thank you. It's Chris. Oh, Lord. I'm losing things. Crystal. Yeah. Are they really? I don't know anything about that her, but I am not surprised at all. I mean, it's getting so boring at this point where it's just like now we have to deal with videos of Dane Shawson's mom saying, like, who the fuck cares? Why are these people even famous? YouTube famous is not the same thing as famous. Thank you, Pam. That's my thought to TH 2020. I do think that's true. And that's what I was actually just saying a moment ago. It's going to be a scorched earth thing. So whatever dirt he has on people might even be just a collection of him throwing out these fishing lines of just like saying super racist shit and getting other people agreeing with him. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he has catalogs of these types of conversations. But that's another convo. Exactly. Oh, I just lost you. Joanna, yeah, absolutely. That's why I was just like, you can stuff your sorries in a sack with that apology to Jackie. But again, several people have pointed out up thread that Jackie forgives her. Good for Jackie. Wouldn't be me. Thank you, Amari. Breaking news, Ray is people. Whitney, she probably agrees with you. You should see this dog. Ray is my dog, for those of you who are new. She's sleeping on the couch, so I'm not going to bother her. All right, back on track, because you guys keep distracting me. I'm having fun, though. Don't get me wrong. I'm having fun. Okay, so then she gets into these allegations that have been made since last year against Jimmy Chuck. She gets into these alleged victims who were allegedly minors, allegedly, okay? long story short, Dane Shawson, Jeffree Star, they were all up in Tati's ear, okay? Shawson then offers to help edit the Bye Sister video and to do the thumbnail and help with the title. Which fun fact, Kenya like low-key believes that Tati stole that Bye Sister title from her because Kenya was the first one to say Bye Sister. At least on these internet streets, on these YouTube streets, in a video that she did prior to the actual Tati Bye Sister video. So now she's really like leaning into this narrative as if Dane and Jeff had her so hypnotized that she had no ability whatsoever to assert her own self. The wow of it all. The wow. Now she gets into the audio, which we just talked about a little bit ago. This audio that has been floating around, Blair White apparently has heard it and talked about it in the clips I saw of her video. The now infamous receipt that Jeff alluded to last year when they were trying to destroy Jimmy Chuck, saying that he has, you know, more receipts and like, just you guys wait, and then nothing ever happened. Remember? We all remember. Although, like, if you don't remember, so much respect for you. You're living your life right. Because if you don't know anything about what I'm talking about, you're doing everything right because I'm doing everything wrong. But I love some mess. Just a little mess every now and then. But, okay, so apparently this is like a voice note or some other kind of recording of this alleged victim of Jimmy Chuck being a creeper, you know, going after people who aren't interested, okay? Thank you, Hanny D. Charges to come. We will see. We will see. Because Tati got into that later as well, and I want to touch on that once I like kind of keep going in order of what she actually went through in her video, which is actually now perfect. So it's this infamous receipt of this. So Tati says that she has heard this receipt that Blair White and whoever else has heard. Apparently, Jeff likes playing this for lots of people. This is his ringtone or some shit because everybody has heard this voice note or whatever it is, which Tati says was not enough for her to contact authorities. And then less than 5 seconds later, she says it wasn't her place to contact authorities. Madam, pick a story. Which is it? Was it insufficient evidence to be able to contact the authorities, or was it not your place? Because frankly, these are two different things. And more to the point, there is no such thing as not your place if you think this is credible evidence. There's no not my place if you think the evidence is credible. Then she goes on to suppose that perhaps maybe this was all a social experiment for Dane Shawson's docuseries, and she asked Jeff Star not to include the drama in the series. Thank you, Shreya. Yes, exactly. The hypocrisy, the self-aggrandizing, the blame shifting, it's been the same thing. We've been seeing this since all of this started almost exactly a year ago. She also goes on to say that she was and is afraid for her life. Don't blame her for that, because even outside of the people she's messing with directly, you know, the Jeffreys and the Danes and the whatnot, there is the issue of lunatics, like just YouTube viewer lunatics. You never know who's watching. You never know who's out there. And frankly, some of these people who mess around with Jeff, the worst, just the worst people in the world. I would be afraid for my safety too. Thank you, Julia. Yep. Exactly. Again, is there a new release coming? This timing is very interesting to me. She says her health suffered. It was all she could do to pull herself together for the launch of Tati Beauty. Plug. Like, really? Just gonna drop a plug. I admire the hustle in a weird way. Wow. Wow. I mean, we did see this last year with the vitamins too, but still, wow. Thank you, Laura. Right. Thank you, Megan. What's up, Kelsey? What's up, Kelsey? Oh, hey, Feffy. Okay. She then goes on to say that she left town in October because she was fearing for her safety, and she has relocated a few times. All of that I feel for her. It's scary because, like, again, YouTube nobody. I get recognized. That's such a weird word, but like I get recognized fairly frequently, and it always freaks me out. But only really when someone tells me they saw me and then didn't speak to me when they saw me, and then they'll message me later like, "Hey, I saw you at the post office," and I'm like, "Ah!" I hate that shit. But I was at the pet store last week. One of the groomers happened to recognize me, and it was great. I would have hugged her if we weren't in a freaking pandemic. Like, that's fine. But the point is, you never know who's watching, and some people are kooks. So I respect that. The fearing for her safety, that is scary. Thank you, Beat for Cheap. Hello. Yes. Joe Jazz, thank you for the super chat, and tee hee. Then Tati says, yes, CFR, thank you for the super chat, and I agree, it's a reality show. Then she says, this is a direct quotation, "Make no mistake, this is far from over." Oh girl, we know it is. That's the whole point. This has nothing to do with the real beauty community on YouTube as I see it. Not to me. This is some Bravo reject reality show. Like, Bravo is just like, pass, so they're just doing it on YouTube instead. That's what this is. And it comes down to what I have always believed, and that is that Jeff and Dane and Tati and all of, like, everyone involved, they were threatened by the crazy success of, in my opinion, undeserved, because they're all liars. To quote Kenya, "We met this man on a lie," referring to Jimmy Chuck, but they were all threatened. All of these old YouTubers, the olds, the Tatis and the Danes and all of them, they were threatened by Jimmy Chuck. I think that's what it comes down to. And I said this shit last year before we even knew that Dane Shawson was involved. They needed Jimmy Chuck out of the way for the collab with Jeff and Shane. This is what Tati says. Makes sense. Checks out. Fittingly called Conspiracy, the Conspiracy Palette. I mean, bit on the nose with that one, y'all. Maybe you should have been a little bit more subtle with that. Tati then says that both of them, meaning Jeff and Dane, they're cowardly and defamatory in the way they have described her involvement. I think she was talking about Jeff being on some podcast, and I don't remember where. I think it must have been like a notes app thing or like a Instagram story text or some shit with Dane Shawson. But she says that they were cowardly and defamatory toward her. And then she reminds us at this point that she is lawyered all the way up. And then she also refers to pursuing civil action. Okay, girl. Thank you, Allie Jack. Yes, she said that a few times, to put his phone down. Like, you need to explain what you mean by that. Because that sounds like an overreaction to maybe him being 19 and being glued to his phone like every other fucking 19-year-old. You're on your phone too much, so I think I'm going to destroy your career. Little over course correction there, I think. Thank you, Liz. Right. Yeah. The closest she came to even acknowledging any of the literal life and death issues going on right now was this half-assed apology to Jackie Aina, which is so late. Have we talked about how late that is? But thank you, Liz. Thank you, Tootie. Real Housewives of YouTube. Thank you, Camo. So yeah, she says that she's still within her statute of limitations to pursue civil action. Not a weird flex, but okay. And then at the very end of this freaking 40 minutes, she's like, sorry, I couldn't provide you with receipts. And then again, blames it on lawyers. Convenient. And then she apologizes to the people who love makeup as much as she does. Hey, Tati, what's new at the drugstore? Thank you, the Dab King. It's also just so pathetic, the Dab King. Like, it's so transparent. It's so clearly scripted to me. Anyway. And then in the video description box, I noticed that the AdSense cabbage or cheddar or clams, all of that is going to something called Spirit Awakening. I don't know what the hell that is. I didn't have time to research, but girl, I can't wait to see what these Drama Channel PIs dig up, because that sounds like a whole ass scam. Thank you, Zach. And then she closes the video with she's going to backtrack a little bit to something she already said earlier, because she's worried about whatever it is that Jeff has on her. I'm telling you, I don't have any, for the third time, internet nobody loudmouth, okay? But she says, even people you want to cancel, don't cancel them. She's really tilling that soil. I'm telling you, this seed she's planting, she's just getting ready for whatever these people have on her. That's what my gut is telling me. But again, the fuck do I know? Right? The fuck do I know? All right, so that's the video from front to back. We've already been on 40 minutes, but probably her in blackface. Kristen, that needs to be shown. Sorry. Oh my God. That's rich. Can you... That would almost make all of this worth it. If it came down to, like, I wouldn't even be offended. I would just laugh and laugh and laugh. Thank you, Peep Hop Fairy. Thank you. She stood by Jafar because she said it's better not to tear people down after she did the exact same thing to a child. I mean... Jimmy Chuck was like 19 or something when all this was going down. And granted, most of us have to be way more adult by that age than he probably does be English. But then he probably had to be. But I will say, fame at a young age arrests your development. That's not an excuse, but I do think that explains why he probably is a lot less mature than I probably was at 19, because I had to I was living on my own already 2 years by the time I was 19, 3,000 miles away from my family. All right, Joe So, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, that's super lawyery. Yeah, that's an interesting point. It's sort of like when, if you have a car accident, like your insurance company says, even if you're at fault, when you get out of your vehicle to talk to the other person involved in the accident, do not apologize. And granted, this whole thing was like her semi-apologizing to Jimmy Chuck and Jackie Aina, but whatever. It does seem like the whole thing was, again, shifting guilt. Oh, hey, Justin. Jimmy Chuck, I don't like fucking giving people their real names on my channel. People think that I don't know how to pronounce Kardashian. It's called being subversive. Thank you, Alana. Yeah, Alana, I will say the dislikes were fairly high. I mean, they didn't outweigh the likes. Tati has her people, and I think she always will. She does have a pretty loyal base. I don't think they're as rabid necessarily as even Jimmy Chuck's or Jeffree Star's, but she's got her people. So the likes were probably still at, 75% or so when I saw, which I'm sure is low for the average video from her, but still far outweigh the dislikes. I'm glad to hear it, Justin. Feeling the cryings are out here crying and lying. True words, never spoken. Jeffrey Stars, listen. I will be as respectfully disrespectful as I can be. It's a diplomatic fuck you. Yeah, Ivorian, that's what some other people were saying. Oh, hey, Ramen. That's what we were saying up there. I think you maybe came in late. Like, that's kind of what a lot of us are thinking, is just that she's probably, because her actions up to this whack-ass Jackie apology would indicate that she doesn't give a fuck about Black people. Never has. She was perfectly content to just be, rich white woman. It only comes in 3 shades, but it makes me feel really pretty. Oh, that's my phone falls. Great. I feel like Tati done put a root on my apartment just because I was talking mess. Anyway, let's hang out a bit longer, you guys. I was thinking we'd do an hour or so because I wasn't sure how long it was going to take me to get through summarizing a fucking 40-minute video. Girl. Oh, hey, Nate. What's up? Hey, Sharita. Is this like, that is crazy. That's crazy. It's not crazy implausible, but that's just so weird and specific. Yolanda, hey girl. Hey Tammy. Irene, the password theory, but how would that, you mean like a spoken password? Is that what you mean? Because if it's like punching something in, that's like whatever. But if it's a verbal password, then I guess the idea is like you record people saying, and then it's just like so-and-so said like, that's thin. That's thin to me, because that could easily be explained too. You still look like a fool for participating in that, but that's still on him. You know what I'm saying? That's thin. That's not really something you can hold over somebody's head, in my opinion. Thank you, Christine. Well, I do generally go live every Saturday, but some weeks I take off because a hoe ain't got the strength. Thank you, Peapot Fairy. Oh yeah, not to mention, people are very happy to engage in racist behavior and activity and language, and then when you call them racist, that's like the most offensive thing you've ever said to them. I've said this recently, Talib Kweli, the way Black people, we're not big fans of when people call us the word that starts with N. Well, white people really don't like being called racist. In fact, for them, that's like the worst thing you can call them. But still, white supremacy abounds because it's far worse to be the victim of racism than to be called a racist. Anyway, thank you, Justin, for the super chat. And thank you, Alana. Yacht trips. See, I don't even know anything about that. I don't keep up with the Kardashians. I don't keep up with Jimmy Chuck, Tati. None of them. I always hear about things fourth hand, so I'm usually late. Not as late as that Jackie apology, but late. Thank you, Shawana. I actually really love how they turned out. I tried a new braider. She's my girl. I'm so happy with her. If you guys are in LA, I linked her on my Instagram photos from today. She's great. Recommend her highly. Feffy, really? Oh my gosh. Well, guess what? I've called Tati racist several times, so that's probably why all my videos about her get demonetized, because she's got relationships at YouTube that I will never have, because YouTube is racist too. Thank you, Whoopsie. Yep. Exactly. I'm going to have to read this because this is a word from Whoopsie Daisy. Tattoo put her quest for clout above everything, called the racism drama. That really pissed me off, frankly. And she said she believed Jackie provoked it. That is something that racists love to do, is blame the victim, when it's a black person, on their own trauma. For their own trauma, rather. That is racist in and of itself. 100%. Thank you, Kat, for the super chat. No, Emily, I didn't ever hear that she claimed that, because again, everything I hear about Tati is fourth hand, so that must not have made it through the channels where I tend to hear about her, which is like Kenya, Amanda Beebe, you know what I mean? Like, I don't remember them ever mentioning that. That's bullshit. I don't believe that for a second. JC, Tati does do victimhood well. Oscar worthy. Thank you, Shooting Stars. Listen, but she did the exact right beat for an apology video, you know? Waterproof mascara for the waterworks. Not too full coverage on the base. No heavy shadow, maybe just a little bit of liner, smudge to define, but no makeup. No makeup. I feel like I want to do a YouTube makeup tutorial for an apology video. You know, people do like Valentine's Day makeup. I'm going to do a YouTube video apology makeup tutorial. Fuck this place. Thank you, D. Willie. Exactly. So really, that's how I found out about this. I found out about this through Philip DeFranco. And then I watched her actual video, because it's like, you know what? Let's just have fun tonight. You're saying do it. Y'all never watch my, well, this would be more comedy than like makeup. So actually, I probably will do that. Maybe I will do that. Because my real makeup, like when I'm actually trying to teach shit, granted, I'm not a makeup artist, so I kind of get it. But y'all ain't here for me. I understand my lane, as y'all have dictated what it is. Thank you, Sophia S. Oh my gosh. Yes. Erica, I thought Tati's video was like so yellow-orange. Like everything, not just her, like the whole room was so yellow. I didn't know what was going on. It would go viral. Well, listen, I guess I would have to film it tomorrow, because now that I put it out there, I'm sure someone's going to steal my idea. Thank you, Zach. Dane Shawson, Kim. Dane Shawson. I don't know who Dane Lawson is. He still hasn't apologized to the Smiths. The fuckery. All right, you guys. I think I'm going to go. There is, I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow, so I didn't want to be on here super late, and we're already about to hit an hour pretty soon. So I'm going to jump. I'm getting Patreon notifications, too, because I got to respond to some of my friends who are commenting. So, love you guys. Thank you for keeping me entertained tonight. This was really fun. Thank you, It's Crystal. On that note, Crystal, because of Crystal, I'm done with all of you. I'm going to jump. Guys, thank you for indulging me in some mess. I usually like to talk about things that are more important, more impactful culturally, socially, economically, the Black experience, Black issues, stuff like that. But this was just fun tonight. So thank you for indulging me. Thank you to Lagutta Gang. Thank you for Justin, everyone who stopped by. And I love you guys. Thank you, FaZe, sneaking in that last super chat. And I will see you guys soon. And remember, it is because of these people, and also Jacqueline Schill, that I always say, Never trust anyone with a Morphe code. Bye.